welcome to Bars and Bells, our strength and swings class. My name is Lauryn, and together we will have some adventures with our kettlebell. But first, let's start with a nice body weight warm up, and then we'll continue to build as we have every week. This week, some cleans and some lunges. So stay tuned. Let's get started with a warm up. Our feet are underneath us, rooted in the floor, nice gripping. Kneecaps pulled up, cheeks lightly squeezed, core braced. Shoulders retracted, hands at your side. Next, let's start at our head neck. Gently tucking a chin towards your chest. Take that chin and scrape it along a collarbone towards one shoulder. The nose will go up the wall, all the way across the top of the ceiling to the other side. Down the wall, chin towards collarbone. Scrape to center, head stacks up. Repeat in the other direction, chin towards chest. Scrape the collarbone. Nose goes up the wall, all the way across the top of the ceiling to the other side. Down the wall, scrape returning to center, and then gently stack. Head is last to land. With our arms at our side, gently shrug your shoulders up, and then pull them down. Keeping your hands touching your pants, press your blades forward, and then retract your blades, pinching them back. Repeat again. Slight shrug up, pull down. Blades forward, blades retract. Next, bend on the elbows to your W and repeat. Shrug, pull down. Blades forward, blades retract. To your T. Shrug, pull down. Blades forward, blades retract. To the Y, towards our overhead for some presses later in our get-ups. Shrug, pull down. Blades press forward, blades come back. And last one, to that overhead position, keep the ribs to the hips. One more time, shrug, pull down. Blades forward, blades retract, and then start to pull this guy down into that rack position. Tension on the biceps and the elbows, slowly lower those kettlebells. Put some weight through the triceps, full extension, and then relax. To the rib cage, moving your feet slightly wider than your hips. That'll keep our hips stationary, pushing forward. Arms lightly across your chest, blades retracted. Head will come with you to start as you rotate the upper body, keeping the hips square forward. Then use those abs to pull yourself back to center. Repeat the other way. Rotation. Then core back to center. Next, let's do a slight side bend. We'll lift up a little bit and then side bend over. Anchor down and then pull back to tall. One more time the other way. Side bend, anchor, to center. And then relax. One more rib cage, my favorite one. With your arms out to the side, could we slide our cage from side to side? Here, we're keeping our arms parallel with the floor, and we're thinking we're sliding. We're not tipping or twisting. Our hips aren't moving. It's just the cage you're rocking. Come back to center. Give it a little wiggle. Warming up those hinges on two legs and on one. Step your feet into your hinge position. Next, push your hips back, loading up those hamstrings and glutes. Push down and out on the floor to extend, pressing the hips through all the way to tall. Squeeze, brace. Repeat again. Chip chop on hips. This time, hang out here. Transfer your weight to a single leg. Stay in the same height, point that foot out to the side, all the way around the back. Here, lift the hip a little bit to verticalize the shin. Now pivot on that standing leg glute, extending on the hip all the way to tall. Repeat on the other side. Chip chop. Load up that hinge leg. Don't change heights as you load to a single leg. Draw the circle around the back. Lift the hip a little bit, but then pivot on that hip to drive it through. One more time each side. Hinge. Transfer that weight. Stay connected to the floor with that toe as you draw that quarter circle to the back. Lifting the hip a little bit and then pivot on it. Drive the hips through. One last time. Hinge. Transfer. Load up. Stay connected to the floor. Reach out the back and then all the way to tall. Let's find the floor, warm up the wrists, and then from there we'll get to some get-ups. Gently press the knees towards over the toes. Hang out, little rock side to side, and then extend the hips forward. Repeat again, press the knees towards over the toes. This time, peel the heels up and sink. Next, soft landing on those knees with or without your hands. Extend the hips through to tall. Squeeze, brace, untuck the toes, and sit back. We'll extend the hips one more time. Extend our arms out front. What I'd like you to do here is retract your shoulder blades. Make your elbows straight right now. Hinge on the hips. Find the floor with just your fingers. So your 4 fingers on each side will come down, and that first knuckle or callus line. Now again, pull your shoulders down. Rotate those elbow pits to face forward. Keep them nice and straight and find the palms of your hands. Ooh, great. Now we're here gripping the floor. Can we rotate the elbow pits backwards? And then screw them in and rotate them forward again. One more time. Rotate the elbow pits backwards and then forwards. Once they're on forwards, we'll pull on the floor, drifting shoulder extension, wrist extension, shoulders over top of wrists, and then use your fingers to press yourself back. Repeat again, pull on the floor, drifting forward. And this time we'll press back, flicking the floor away, giving it a little shake. One more wrist, this time sideways. Fingers face sideways, fingertips down, full hand, shoulders packed. Next, press the fingers into the floor, sending yourself to the side. Use that same side, pushing back and forth. Again, your shoulders are remaining packed and your elbow pits are nice and forward, straight elbows. To center, press away, flick, little shake. Since we're down here and there's a kettlebell nearby, sounds like we should do a get up. Let's warm up. You choose the load. Could be body weight, could be a light bell. 1 get up each side. So wherever you are, start in your cuddle position. From the cuddle, roll to your back and press that bell up. Get set up, get ready, use that hip drive, pull on the elbow. Find your hand, you're still looking at that bell as you bridge and sweep. Your back toes tucked in that lunge, pressing the hips forward. Front foot moves, both legs, hop, hop. Repeat in reverse. Control the down. Step, rotate, hinge. Stack those shoulders before you sweep. Find the elbow. Control to your back. Pull the bell down and return it to the floor. Spin yourself around the bell as we repeat on the other side. Starting in that cuddle position. I'll be right there. Roll to your back. Press. Repeat again. Remember to use that hip drive to help you get through that first move. Keep the shoulder packed as you sweep. Press the floor away. Both legs to help you on the up. And control your pattern back down. You're rotating around the bell as you come back and finish with control. Whew. Excellent. Now I'd like to do that one more time each side, but for 2 in a row. Until then, let's take a second off our get up and hang out in our low squat. However you can you make your way from seated to your low squat? Use your hands, don't use your hands, whatever works for you. In this low squat position though, we have our extended spine. Our knees are driving out, but our feet are gripping the floor. Try to get those arches working by pulling the floor together underneath those feet. We have a slight anterior of the tip of the hips, so the tailbone is tilted towards the ceiling or the back wall. Hang out for a couple more seconds. Breathe. Let's drive down and away to hoop. We'll pull ourselves back down. So use that tension, pulling the floor together. Come on down, with or without your hands, all the way to the floor. This time, we'll be performing our get-ups one more time, but 2 in a row each side. Either use the same bell, body weight, whatever works for you, but starting our first get-up, 2 in a row, no putting that bell down. Here we go. Extending, pressing to the elbow. Take your time. Breathe And just practice getting underneath a load here. We'll be progressing towards some swings and some more lunges later. So enjoy this slow time under tension. One more time on this side. That back toe's tucked to help you in that lunge and control. Sweep, elbow, and then 2 hands and cuddle. Great. 2 in a row. No problem, Bob. Maybe. Or maybe it was challenging, and that's okay too. Find a bell where you're successful though. It's early on in our practice, so it doesn't have to be your max rep bell here. All right, same thing on the other side. Cuddle, roll, press. To the elbow. Hand. A bridge sweep. Press. Both legs. Up. Control your descent. Stacking the shoulders to sweep. And one last get up here. Whew. Get up number 6 already in our practice. Once we push out of that windmill position, we start looking forward. We continue looking forward. We open that leg, and here's where we hinge and rotate, looking back up at that bell. Finishing pushing away from your elbow. 2 hands and cuddle. Great. Can you stand up without using your hands? How are you going to do it? Boom. However you chose, I'm sure it was great. Let's warm up our single arm swings here as well as our lunges. I know we did some lunges in our get-ups, but you can never talk about them too much. With our bell in front of us, we will start with 3 stop swings, single arm. Step behind your bell. Use your hinge. Grip, tip the bell, pack your shoulder. 3 stop swings. So 1 full swing and park the bell. Repeat, pull and park. That off arm is swinging with you. We're keeping that top shoulder retracted and swinging to chest height. Same thing, second side, hinge, grip, pack, pull, swing, through, park, repeat. In the top, we're in that plank position and park. Whew. Those stop swings are great for loading up the hinge and preparing our body for those continuous swings. Before we swing continuous, just as promised, a lunge warm up. High, medium, low. Take a leg, step it back as if you're doing a get up. Right now, your front shin is vertical. Your chest and hips are square to the front of the room. Pull your front leg in as you push your back hip forward. Stay here. With that tension, you probably feel a little bit of extension through that back hip. Great. Keep pulling. Then relax, but stay. Now, let's pull together again. Keep that back hip extended, stay stacked. Find mid-station. Are your hips level here? You're still extended out the back. Hold for 3, 2. Can you keep pulling yourself down to that hover just off the floor position for 3, 2, and then land softly. Adjust if you need to, but you should have a vertical front shin. Back hip remains extended. Next, push forward and back in the floor to create tension so much you stand up together. Whew. Give it a little shake. Same thing, second side. Start high. Step back lunge. Up on our back toes. Whoop. Square to the front of the room. Next, tuck under that back hip. Pull on the front leg. Your back cheek is squeezed. You're driving forward. You're pulling in. Again, some work through that hip extension. Hold. And then relax. Squeeze, tuck. Pull the front leg. Tension to bring yourself down to that mid station. Stacked over top. Still extending the back hip for 3, 2, and then that hover just off the floor. Breathe. Pull together and then land softly. Hopefully you don't have to adjust too much. That shin remained fairly vertical at the front. Back toe is still tucked. Now push down and forward, down and back, and step up together. Excellent. Whew. We'll come back to our single arm swings. This time, let's do some continuous swings on each arm. 5 right, little break, 5 left. 5 right, little break, 5 left. You can go left, right, spice it up. Whatever you choose, pick an arm, hinge, continuous, grip, 5, pull, swing. And park that bell. We're trying to breathe in and out our nose. We're timing that exhale for as our hips come through to create that plank tension. Second side, hinge, grip, pull. And park. Breathing. Nice exhale. Shake it out. One more time each side. Square up to that bell. 5 and 5 again. Hinge, grip, pull. Park. Couple seconds off. Grip is loose. One last time. 5. Here we go. Pull. 5. Park the bell. Great. In out. We have one more lunge warm up, and then we're going to put it all together. In this exercise, we'll practice holding an imaginary bell in our rack position as we lunge. With your feet underneath you, pull your fake bell up here. Put $1 million bill under your armpit. Don't drop it. You drop it, I get it. Vertical forearm. Wrist nice and straight. The leg you can touch, just as it would be for a loaded get up, we'll step back. Step back lunge. Control yourself down all the way. Then push forward and back. Keep the vertical position up together. Repeat 2 more times. Step back lunge. Control. Feel the tension pulling together and then pushing away to come back up. One last time. Step back. Pull yourself down and then up together. Change arms. Collect that bell. Collect the bill. Leg you can touch. We'll drop back. Elbow stays in tight as we do those rack lunges. Press to tall every time. As you arrive in this tall position, you're thinking forward and back. Both hips come through. One last time. Step back lunge. Elbow in tight. Stacked. Press to tall. Drop your bell. Shake it out. Here's our little routine. 1 single arm swing. Whoomp. 1 clean. Rack. Leg you can touch. Drop back lunge. Up to tall. We'll start with 1 each side. Then we'll build to 2 rounds. Then we'll get up to 3 rounds and we'll see where it goes from there. So let's get set up. Have a bell that works for you. Standing behind it, it's a swing, a clean, a lunge. Here we go. Hip hinge. Grip your bell. Pack your shoulder. 1 swing. To rack. Then clean. Then the leg you can touch. Drop back lunge. Press together. Step your feet to your hinge. Through and park. So throughout this drill, you will have to adjust your feet from your hinge stance to your narrower lunge stance. Make those steps purposeful and not kind of in between positions. Here we go. 1 swing. 1 clean. Drop back lunge. Leg you can touch goes back. And then up together. Step through park. Couple seconds off. Round 2. Swing, clean, lunge. Swing, clean, lunge. Here we go. Swing. Clean. Lunge. Come back up. Repeat. Swing. Clean. Lunge. Elbows in. And then park. Breathe. Shake. Second side. Swing. clean. Step back lunge. Elbow in, repeat, swing, clean, lunge, woo, and tall. Park that bell. Take about 20 seconds off. Round 3. 3 rounds. Swing, clean, lunge. Swing, clean, lunge. Swing, clean, lunge. Say that fast. Here we go. 3 in a row. Swing, clean, lunge. Take your time. If 3 is too many, do less. Using that hinge as we clean. One more time. Ending up in that rack position, keeping the bell tight to the body. Step back, and then park the bell. Great. That off arm swings with you. The off arm comes to the rack position with you. And in that lunge, you might find it out to the side or in tight, but make sure to use that tension in the off arm still. Second side, 3 rounds, swing. Hips, clean. Step back lunge. Elbow in. Up. Repeat, swing. Clean. Lunge. One last time. Last lunge. For now. And park. Great. We made it to the peak. We're going to bring it back down. Coming back to 2s. So 2 rounds. Swing, clean, lunge. Stand up behind your bell. Let's go. Hinge, grip, swing. Clean. Lunge. And up. One more time. And lunge. Park the bell with control. So we obviously have a firm grip on the bell because we don't want to drop it. But when we do that clean, think about punching through to punch through to the ceiling and keep the elbow in tight. Here we go. Second side, 2 rounds. Swing. Clean. Lunge. Repeat. And step back. And then park. Whew. Do a little box step back here with those steps in together. One more round. Singles. Set up behind your bell. Last time. Swing. Clean. Lunge. Repeat. Oh, park, I mean. Repeat, I meant repeat on the other side. Last time. Swing. Woo! I'm sorry. Swing. Clean. I got excited to clean and did a halfway in between. And park. Great. Let's take a couple seconds and breathe in the nose and out the nose. Repeat again. In the nose, out the nose. Now in. Hold your breath for a couple seconds. And then exhale. And repeat. In for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale. One more time. In for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. And the hardest part here, hold empty for 4, 3, 2, relax. Try to take control of that breathing before, during, after, all the time. You be the boss. All right. I thought we'd finish with 1 set of presses here. So we'll stand over top of our bell, cheek clean it to our rack position. You pick the bell, you pick the number, 1 set of presses on each arm. I'm going to start with 5 on each side. I might get 6. We'll see how it goes. Whatever you do on one side, I want you to do the same on the other. Here we go. Hip hinge. Cheek clean to rack. Press. Nice controlled pull down. That full body tension, so rooting your feet, squeezing your cheeks, having that off arm have tension on your up. And when you're done, placing it down with control. Doing a set like this doesn't mean you need to max out here and finish on failure. In fact, I don't want that. I want you to finish on a strong rep. You might even be able to do one more. That's when I want you to stop. Remember the good reps. You took a little time off. Second side. Same number. Here we go. And park. Excellent. Now what would a strengthening class swings class be like if we didn't do one more get up each side? Great idea. Thank you. Let's go ahead. To get to the floor, no hands, however you'd like, but try not to use those hands. Come down safely. Cuddle your bell. Could be the same bell you've been working with. A new one. One last get up each side. Spending time underneath that kettlebell is how you're going to get stronger, whether that's in the rack position, the overhead position, the get up, whatever you choose, this will sure help your strength. Control to the floor, bell comes down. Great. Does it still feel the same weight? Or does it feel like it's gotten a little heavier as our workouts progressed? Either answer is appropriate. One last get up today. Finish strong. Both legs on those lunge. I know we've done a couple of them today. And then control that descent. Back down. 2 hands. Bell comes down. Return to the cuddle. Excellent. Let's not go far. Finish up in a little stretch here. Just move that guy out of the way. And come on down to our 90-90 position. So this position is like our lunge, but our legs are on the floor. 90 degrees here, foot flexed, 90 degrees at the knee and the hip, ankle flexed. Next, let's find the elbow, placing it in line with the hip and underneath the shoulder. Take your top arm, gently place it across your chest. Before we go anywhere, just extend that back hip as we did in our lunges today and reach out the tip of your head like a marionette. With your head, look at the elbow on the floor and then gently square up your shoulders. Head will rotate open. Shoulders will rotate open. As you do that, keep extending that back hip. One more time. Head and shoulders. Back hip remains extended. Head, shoulders. Breathe. Good. Press the floor away. We'll repeat on the other side to finish up. So find that 90-90 position first. Foot, ankle, knee all bent. Elbow comes down in line with the hip, but underneath the shoulder. Top arm across the chest, hip extended. Head looks to the elbow on the floor. Shoulders rotate closed. Head opens up. Shoulders open up. Keep the back hip pushing forward. One more time. Head, shoulders, and then head and shoulders. Breathe. Press the floor away. Whew. Stay seated. Come up. Whatever you would like to do. But thank you very much for joining me today in this Strengths and Swings class where we practice our kettlebell skills. Simple, not easy workout routines. My name's Lauryn. This is Bars and Bells. You can support us by visiting our website and our membership or online via Patreon. Thank you very much. And likes and subscribes always help too. Take care, stay strong, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.